Welcome back to Sports List, number one in sports. Let's get to some UFC action. Some fights that are going to be coming up, and some fights that are already scheduled. As we all know, in the UFC, just because a fight has been scheduled does not mean this fight will happen. Obviously, because, fighters will get injured, bullshit will come up, and a lot of times these contracts aren't even signed until the week or so, at least from what I've heard listening to fighters and stuff. Um, but yeah, we got Spivak versus Lewis this week. That should be some. See what the Derek Lewis, the new, at least from what the pictures show, Derek Lewis just lost some weight. But I just listened to his interview, and he said in the interview that it's just the angles thing. Uh, so I don't know if because he's saying he's gonna weigh in pretty much the same as he usually does, or he's gonna come in the same weight. I don't know how true that is and all, but yeah. UFC 284. It's finally here. The pound for pound fight. Islam versus Volkanovski. That should be something else. That fight is almost guaranteed to happen since it's um, like a week away, shy. So that fight's almost 100% guaranteed. Yari versus Joshimov. That's pretty big in the featherweight division. I'm not 100, but was there a title on the line for this one, or what was going on? Let's look at the rankings real quick, see what's going on there. Let's get the googly out. Let's go to UFC rankings. See what the hell going on now. I didn't know there was a fan ranking. I mean, the UFC's ranking, to be honest, a lot of times is trash anyways. Sean O'Malley went from, 10th or something to number one with one fight. I mean, that fight was against Peter Yan. Some people consider it a robbery. Some people, I guess some people are okay with it. I don't know. But yes. Okay, yeah, so it is a number one, probably a number one contender fight. Because say Alexander beats Islam Makhachev, then there's a chance they'll probably run that back, because that's a pretty big fight right there. Number one pound for pound and number two pound for pound. I don't see that. That's how dumb it is. I mean, Alexander makes sense that he got into the pound for pound. Alex Pereira, this dude wasn't even ranked at one point last year. So I sometimes I just don't understand these ranks, because it's kind of bullshit, to be honest, but whatever. But yeah, that's most likely number one contender. Some people would probably say Aaron Arnold probably deserves that. Brian Ortega, but these are some fights that are going to be happening anyways. So yeah, we got all that. Obviously, Bryce Mitchell took that L to Ilita Poria in the division. But yeah, let's go look at the schedule. The schedule. See some other fights that probably. I know it's a week away, but y'all remember the Hamzat Chimaev situation with Nate Diaz. That shit, literally the whole card got switched around. So I mean, pretty much saying any fucking thing could happen, ladies and gentlemen, if you watched enough of this crap. But yeah, it happens like you get. And then the week after that, there's not actually nothing scheduled. I would think there'd be some. Talas Santos. Oh yeah, Talas Santos had that pretty good fight against. Was it Valentina? Yeah, it was against Valentina. Corey versus. Ooh, I thought I had heard that. See, there you go, right there. This is pretty much a big fight. It says that it's got canceled. I don't know if it's moved to another date. I thought I heard Bizbang and them boys talk about it. I'm pretty sure I heard it in a couple shows. It just went over me. Ed, um, Ryan Spann coming back. Then the big kahuna, the big fish. Jean Jones versus Cyril gone. I don't know how this one's going to go because I feel like style wise, they're both like, they both got, the wrestling. They both got the kung fu. They got the striking. I mean, John Jones, obviously, we've seen much, much more of him than Cyril. John Jones put on all that weight and stuff. We'll see if it actually works for him. Obviously, Francis Ngannou got cut, which sucks because that would have been the. Well, actually, with that, I don't think that would have been the fight because I don't believe that Francis was ready to fight since his knees were fucked up. Then you got Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. Dang, I might even be more interested in Jeff Neely versus Rahmanov. Shavkat Rahmanov. It's been a minute since we've seen Shavkat. Well, it hasn't been that long of a minute. Obviously, Jeff Neal spoiled Luca Vicente's coming back somewhat party after he had taken the L to Bilal Muhammad. That's crazy, Luca Vicente was looking like he was probably heading towards a title shot or trying to, probably contend for it. Because I remember I'm like 100%. Was it Israel saying that he wouldn't mind fighting him if he can find his way into that title picture? Was that? Let me see if I'm right about that. Jeff Neal. Yeah, see, I'm actually 100% wrong about that. That was actually Kamaru Usman. I'm on a different fucking weight division. Yeah, I always get the middle and welterweight. To be honest, I confuse all the divisions every single fucking time. Maybe not the heavyweight and light heavyweight, but every other division. I feel like I mess it up with them all the time. As in, just thinking that this person's in that division and all that and all this. But let's keep it going. Let's keep the train rolling. Where were we at before the Machon? Alright, we're at UFC with the 280. Man, how the hell did we get here? We're at Cyril versus Jones. That's weird that whole card is already filled up. 287, well, obviously it matters more compared to, let's see what we got. Prelims. D. Blond Brunson in the prelims. Cody Garbrandt. See if Mans can rejuvenate his career. Probably not. Who knows? Alexander Volkov versus Alexander Romanov. Wow, that's actually somewhat a pretty good fight. If that's, oh no, I'm thinking of what's his name who beat oh yeah, he had that thing with the. I'm thinking of Derek Lewis, the guy who beat Derek Lewis. Not was it? There's two of them. They both have the first name that's the same. Let's see who I was trying to talk about real quick. Let's get right down to this action. Spivak. Wait. Okay. No, Pavlich. Then Spivak is the other guy. They're both Sergei's. Sergei, and then he ends with a Y. Whatever, mate. Let's get to some other stuff. But I like totally lost me train of thought for a second. Where were we at? 284. How did we even get to what I was freaking talking about? I don't know, but we'll find out once I'm at 287. But yeah, upcoming fights and all that baloney. We already got Edwards, Usman, probably one of the is this probably third, maybe second biggest fight of the year? Maybe the fight of the year. Well, obviously the KO by Usman or by Edwards knocking out Usman. That shit was crazy, man. I was like, this fight is over. Then he hits him with that crazy kick, knocks him the freak out. And then his daddy was like, I told you don't mess with them. Not exactly sure if that's how it went. That was, I'm quoting, I think it was Friday when Debo knocked out old dude. Um, but yeah, this is actually another one of man. There's a lot of big fights to be honest, and I believe this could be easily in that top 10 area. It could be. Obviously, there's no title on the line. Peter Yan could easily be fighting for a title or whatever, but Dish Willie, Murad Dish Willie, Delish Willie. I don't know if that's 100% correct, but I see people pronouncing it all sorts of. But him, Peter Young, going at it. This is probably one, if not the best fights. Like I already said, top 10. I don't know, man. Marab, I remember it was like 3 years ago or so. No, 3 years ago. 2 years ago. Maybe 2 years ago. He had that fight where he was just about to get knocked out, and then I don't know, he Super Saiyan, and Mans just started beating his shit out of his opponent. I forget who his opponent even was. That's how bad it was for his opponent. But came back, started whooping ass for like a whole freaking round. And then ever since then, it's been sky high. His stock's been up. What's his name? His homie, Sterling, was on Helwani or MMA. Helwani, let's go with Helwani show. Since it is this fun show, even though it's called MMA, aha. But his homie said that he might, I don't know if he's gonna do it, but he was talking about how he might stop fighting in that division or the bantamweight division, so Marab can get his chance. But I mean, if Marab loses Peter Yan, then I could see him staying in the division. But then again, if he wins, if he beats Triple C and Marab beats Peter Yan, why not go up? But at the same time, there was talks of him wanting to be double champ as well. Um, but then again, Alex is already doing that too, so I don't know how like with the like time and like the months off, if you get KO'd and all the other bullshit, like I don't know if all that shit works out. Oh yeah, earlier I was talking about the Alexander Romanov. He had that draw or so, but let's see who he had. Well, I think he had it. Well, what the hell happened in this last fight? Tayabora. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. No, that's King Kong. Yeah, there should be a disqualification or something in his record that I'm not seeing. But yeah, Alexander Romanov is pretty freaking good. At first, I didn't think he was that good. I remember a while back, like when I first started, somebody put in the comments like, "Is King Kong any good?" And I saw his stuff. I'm like, he hasn't really been tested and stuff. And his last fight, he did get tested by Tybura, and he was looking really nice, to be honest. His all-around game was looking nice, but then he emptied the tank. He didn't really even do too much from what I remember to empty the tank, but he did, and that was pretty much the fight. I'm like, man, this guy was looking really good, and then but yeah, probably future. There's a champ if he keeps leveling up. Probably future champion right there. Romanov, another big fight. We obviously already talked about Eddie. Eddie. Fuck you, Eddie. Eddie as in Edwards, Leon Edwards. Justin Gage, Ravel Fiaz has been a beast. He's been a menace like Dennis. Mans has been out there taking heads, canning bodies. I don't know if that's how the freaking quote or whatever the hell it goes, but yeah, this should be a barn burner. It might even be a house burner or whatever. This fight, in a way, could probably be better than this fight right here. I don't know if Usman is going to go more wrestling and all that other stuff, but there's a title on the line, so they're both good fights. Let's just say that. See if we got anything in the prelims. Oh, okay, so Cody versus Vieira has been moved to March 25th. That's another big fight. Obviously, if Marlon Vieira freaking gabagoos, if he decides to see, that's the other thing. This division is actually stacked. Obviously, Corey probably won't get another title shot for a little bit. He probably has to beat a couple more fighters. Um, and as long as Sterling beat, what was it, Sterling who beat him or Peter Yan? Peter Yan beat him. But Sterling's already beat him himself, so either they'd go that after this or whatever. But he seemed confident that he would get a title shot, as in Corey-san. Marlon Chito Vera, he's been on a roller coaster for a minute. Obviously, that KO of Dominic Cruz, that punch style of Dominic Cruz. But yeah, there's a good chance he can get a title shot. I think I heard him talking about how if he decided to wait around, he probably would get the title shot. But what a lot of people probably would rather see is him versus Sean O'Malley, Sugar Show. Ever since Sugar Show himself says he's undefeated since Chito broke his ankle. This would be another number 2 fight, which would be a really good fight. But this is Marlon Chito. Chito versus Corey Sandhagen is a good fight in its own. A lot of these bantamweight fights we're gonna get are gonna be really good. But this is also another one of those that I'm very excited. I don't know if everybody's excited as I am. This card right here looks pretty good, if I say so. I feel there's a lot of striking other than Gilbert Burns' Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I don't know if Israel Idasanya goes in for some wrestling himself, or tries to change up the plan so he can actually get a win over Alex Pereira, Kevin Holland, Santiago Panzibio. Panzibio. Who was his last win? It was during the World Cup. Let's look at Panzibio's. Alex Morano. What's that? I believe they're Michael. Nope, 2023. Okay, so it was Alex Morano. Oh, this is the fight where he was actually losing. Because man's Alex Morano he got hands. They were just pretty much back and forth, striking like a mug. Hopefully we get another one of those from old boy. Let's see, let's go back to the card. Is that 287, 285? Jeff, nope. So that's a long time away. It's so far away that there's a chance that none of these freaking fights will happen. That's how far away this fight is in MMA terms, or in UFC. I guess I don't know if that's the correct word terms, but we're in the MMA space where anything could happen to any one of these fighters. Training camps. I don't know. I wouldn't say contract reasons, but. Because Israel got a new contract. I don't know if Alex is gonna get anything with his contract or anything, and I believe Jorge is all right with his contract and all. But all these fights are pretty obviously. Santiago versus Kevin. Kevin Holland's one of my favorite fighters, to be honest. Just specifically on the Mike, Strickland. There's a couple of other fighters I'm obviously missing that are just whenever it comes to being on the mic, they don't disappoint. There's one specific one that I'm like, he's just every single time he's on I have to listen. I think it's Strickland just because of the shit he says. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I don't know if anything. Obviously, almost every other week a fight is scheduled and they announce it, or they don't really even, they just pretty much show the logo and then everybody else just goes with it and talks about it and all this other baloney. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Thanks for watching all, and y'all have a good one. Probably gonna be back for, I don't know if I'll be doing anything for UFC. I don't know if I'm going to be doing a show for this one. If I get a chance to rewatch it. See, I wanted to do one on 283. I watched the show and I rewatched it, but I still decided on. I'm like, what's the point? It's almost a couple of weeks since it happened. So I'll just wait until the next show and then do a recap show. Hopefully I can get in 284 because the main reason is whenever I watch with family, that's what happens. I usually end up watching, but it's sometimes with family and stuff, it's just harder to pay attention when everybody's in the room talking and all that other. So I'm pretty sure I missed one or two fights that are in the prelims that are actually pretty big fights. If you watch enough of MMA, that is. But yeah, that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. Out. Salute. 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 'Twas it. 'Twas it. 'Twas it. 'Twas it. 'Twas it.